Welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real with Heat Transfer. This is episode 38 on convection. Here we have a beaker of boiling water. I'm going to use some food coloring to mark or dye convection flow that occurs. All right, so let's roll the tape. Here I come in. Come in with the food coloring. Drop it in for the attack, doing some recon. Little drop's going to come in here. The water closest to the burner is, of course, hotter than the water farther away from it. All right. So the drop of food coloring is going to come in, and it's cold relatively, relative to the boiling water, so it's going to sink because it has more density. It's going to sink, get near the bottom, and as it gets near the bottom, it's going to start to heat up and heats up to the point where it gets so hot that it loses density, becomes less dense, and rises. Right? And then once it rises and gets farther away from the burner where it's hotter, it's going to start to cool off. All right, so it cools off, and then it becomes more dense again. So it sinks as it gets closer to the burner. It starts to heat up again. All right, gets hot, becomes less dense. Okay, starts to cool off near the top, and I think you get the idea. So this, there you go. This cycle kind of repeats itself, not forever, but that's the convection cycle. All right, the transfer of heat through a fluid. Okay, through is the key word. Remember, not from or to, but through. Here's my mouse writing. Have you been practicing your mouse writing? Convection through a fluid. Okay, and fluids are anything that flows. So that could be gases flow, okay, and of course liquids flow. Gases and liquids. Gases and liquids. I'm going to be in the Wizard of Oz musical. I'm going to be Toto. Check it out. Roll the tape. Roll it. See that? Scope it out. Here's another drop. Here it comes. Drops in, cool, starts to heat up, and then becomes less dense. So it starts to rise. All right. And as it rises, it cools off. You could actually see the swirl, the convection swirl, go on maybe a couple times or 1.5 times before it starts to dissipate. Convection. Convection. I'll drop in a couple more plunks. Cool. You can even see the bubbles themselves undergoing convection, and they carry on that swirly. If you make some smack and cheese, you could witness the noodles being carried by the convection current. So heat is being distributed throughout this liquid. Let's revel in the glory of convections.